Doug, thanks for joining us here today. Why don't you tell us what you do, what your company is, and how you got into cannabis?
Sure. I'm Doug with BAS Research. We're California's first fully licensed cannabis manufacturer and research group licensed out of the city of Berkeley, California.
Okay, and so you produce or just test?
We actually do white label contract manufacturing is one division of the company. The second division of our company is actually medical research, doing new drug investigations for very specific symptoms using proprietary formulas of cannabis, organic plant material, terpenes, and flavonoids in order to create very, very targeted symptom treatments.
Do you grow your own cannabis, or you contract out to different manufacturers, different growers?
We actually contract out with different growers through our collective, which is also based in Berkeley, California, to bring in certain ratios of strains, certain types of strains. We're also in a CBD breeding program with one of our contract manufacturers to grow very specific types of cannabinoid profiles in plants.
Oh, so you tell them what to grow in terms of THC, CBD concentrations, or they just say, here's what we have after you've analyzed it?
There's actually both. So we acquire cannabis from a huge array of cultivators throughout the state of California that are all members of our collective.
Okay.
But we also have contract cultivation grows where we do specific breeding programs, breeding to create specific targeted cannabinoid ratios that fit within our guidelines of the medicines we're looking to produce.
And how do you match the specific strain or concentration to the condition? In other words, so every strain is going to be for, like, so if someone has Crohn's disease, is going to be a different concentration than people who have PTSD.
Absolutely. So our extraction methods extract 98% of the available cannabinoids. We then are able to reconstitute those available cannabinoids into particular ratios along with terpenes and other additives for certain symptoms. So while certain strains may show certain efficacy to help sleep, for instance, that's not really the best way to create medicine because there's so many variations between cultivators, strains, the methods they're cultivated. So we actually cultivate a type of a strain or a certain ratio that we're looking for, extract all those out of the plant, and then reconstitute those in proprietary ratios with other additives to target certain symptoms.
Do you think it's the other additives that help, like an entourage effect almost with the whole plant, that all of them together make it better than individual components?
Absolutely. You need the entourage effect to fully stimulate the CB1 and CB2 receptors in the body to really, really effectively create the entourage effect in your endocannabinoid system.
But there's other things you say you add other than those in terms of other plant material or other chemicals, or what else?
Everything that we use are all certified organic plant-based compounds. So our chief science officer came from living in Peru for 5 years with the indigenous medicine healers, chronologuing 1,500 plant root and bark species and compounding them for indigenous compound medicine healing. And so he's a graduate from Berkeley who left from the pharmaceutical industry to pursue this very, very niche passion to try to create new novel drug creation. So we brought him back from Peru as our lead scientist to use what we know from Western studies, Eastern studies, and formulate those with organic plant compounds to give a better, more beneficial bioavailability for cannabis-based medicine.
So yours probably, it's a very unique product because you not only have the THC, CBD, terpenoids, etc., but you've added in the proven, well, the stuff that's been used for hundreds of thousands of years from South America, like you said.
Absolutely.
Well, that's great. Where can people purchase your product?
It's currently not available on the market for purchase. In about 6 weeks from now, we're actually launching our first pain investigation. So we'll have 2 formulations in groups of 50 patients that'll be using these for, targeted is 30 days, it may run 60, potentially 90 days, to see if we can do a neuropathic pain reduction with some certain pain parameters. So once we prove proof of concept and actually have a little bit of efficacy behind the product, then we'll release systematically in select dispensaries that are part of the introduction pain program for their patients.
And how can people follow this along to know when it would be available? Is there some way for people to know about your product?
So our website is very, very general right now, which is just basresearch.com. In another 3 months, it'll have a fully interactive portion, which will have data tracking points, batch tracking points, so that patients will actually be able to log in and see the batch number on any given product and track that all the way back to the farm source along with all the associated testing. So once that site's up, which will correspond right about with our market entry, they'll be able to have sourcing data there on where the products can be found in California.
Thanks very much for stopping by.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Have a great day.